Happy Easter, and welcome to the Gospel Reflection from John. This Sunday, we have the beautiful reading of the resurrection. And I'd like to talk a little bit about the disciple John in this Gospel. John never refers to himself by name. Instead, he says, the beloved disciple. There's a lot of reasons for this, but one that I'd like to talk about today is that you are the beloved disciple as well. By not naming John by name, he calls the reader to see how we too should respond as beloved disciples of Christ. And let's look how John responds to Christ our Lord. At the Last Supper, when John seeks to understand more, what does he do? He draws in closer to Christ and asks him for what he needs. And then on Easter morning, this beloved Easter morning at the resurrection, John runs to the tomb. But John also is a faithful, obedient follower of Christ. And because Peter, who is with John, has lagged behind him, Jesus had said, Peter is the head of the church. And so John waits. He doesn't go into the tomb. He allows the head to go in first. And Peter goes in before John. This is a beautiful sign of John's obedience to Christ's teaching and the order which he's established. But when John does go in, he sees the burial cloth and he sees the wrappings on the ground. He doesn't actually see Jesus, but when he sees the empty tomb, John believes. What a beautiful proclamation of faith. He comes when it's still dark. He can't quite see everything, and yet he knows that God is there. And that's what we're called to do too. Maybe in certain parts of our life, we feel like we're still in the tomb. Maybe we can't see the sun shining bright yet. But we know that God tells us he will redeem everything and that we are his. We are his beloved disciples. And so when we see the empty tomb this Easter morning, it reminds us that the tomb is never the end. Christ will redeem everything. He loves us, and we can joyfully sing Happy Easter, Christ is risen, and we will arise as well. Happy Easter.